Say Something Podcast.
Hey, how you doing today, Crystal?
I am good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Did
Let me
you
call
get
you
sleep?
Miss G Talk.
Oh, you go, Christmas.
Okay. All right.
Did you get some sleep?
Today
Because you was up watching Love Is Blind.
I actually fell asleep watching Love Is Blind. I did get some sleep, even though I started late watching it. I mean, I watched maybe about the first season, maybe four or five episodes. And I was like, it was kind of boring. That season was.
I do a lot of fast forwarding.
Well, see, I wasn't fast forwarding because I wanted to get a grip on it. But then I went to season 6.
Right.
And then that's when they started getting really good.
Right. So some context. We're a little behind on the behind.
Yeah, I'm way
If
behind.
you watch Love Is Blind, we're just getting into Love Is Blind because we've heard all the buzz and what's going on. And so I jumped on this whole, let's see what's going on in Love Is Blind. And then I got completely hooked. And it has been quite an experience because
Look, I remember when y'all told me about that show. I was like, man, I don't watch nothing like that. That's
I said the same thing. I
don't
was
watch
like,
nothing
no,
like
I'm not watching that. That's crazy.
But when you messaged me and it was like, you need to watch it because it seemed like it'll be a good topic. And I was like, okay, I just bite the bullet and I'll watch it.
Okay.
And I started watching it. And I'm just like, people do anything.
Right. You keep saying people do anything for love. People do anything for love. I think it is like, okay, so the question is, do you believe that love is blind? I believe that. Do I believe that they fall in love like over talking to each other on the side of, on the other side of the wall and whatnot? I believe that you're in love with what you hear.
Right.
I believe that you like the things that are being said and that you fall in love with the concept and the all the things that you're probably missing.
Mm-hmm.
But then once you get out of those pods, you get into real life.
Right.
That's the real test of whether or not you can really say you love somebody.
But that's what I was saying, because how can you fall in love with somebody with a wall in between?
I mean, it's easy.
I mean, a conversation, but conversation is good. You can say anything, make somebody feel good.
Absolutely.
But when you actually physically be with that person, it's not the same.
No, it is not. That's why that's why the real test is after the pods.
That's what I kept saying. Why they got this, they could have did that on the phone.
Well, they could have, yeah.
I mean, but
I mean, that would be boring for us to watch.
I get that, but that was just like, that's like kid, like I was saying, it's like you've been on the phone when you was in high school all night, all day. Cause I love you. I just love the way you sound and all that.
Right.
All that is good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But when you start really dealing with that person, it's not the same.
It's different. It's totally different. But I do understand the concept of like totally taking out every single distraction. Your phones, TV, your family, your friends, work.
Yep.
That process by itself is going to be something where you're just able to find an emotional connection with somebody.
Yeah, I have to really focus.
And as we can see.
But how could they not pick up on these flags? I'm just curious because
again, it's not just what's being said to you. What's being said is one thing. Until you really start seeing somebody in their face, and you start picking up their verbal cues along with their nonverbal cues. You start looking at their body language. Because you can sit there and tell somebody to your blue in the face, right? I love you. I love you. I love you. But if your actions don't say the same thing that your words are saying, it's going to start showing sooner or later.
Right.
But because they're in these pods, the actions are different because I can't really see it.
Right. You can't see their expressions on their face. You can't see their body language. You can't see none of that.
I mean, how many times you on the phone with somebody, right? I got my phone right here. And they like, what you doing? You're like, nothing.
Right. Right. Like, why he called? Or why she called?
Hey, girl. Right.
That is true.
Nobody knows what you look like.
Exactly.
Right.
Or you be like, damn, I just call me.
Hey. Your voice can say something completely different.
Yeah.
And so the other person's like, oh, okay, cool. They want to speak to me. And you like.
That is true.
So, one of my biggest questions with this, because I get frustrated watching it sometimes, I'm like, how are they not picking up on these red flags? Because sometimes it's not just, you don't have to really wait to see them physically to see that there's some red flags there.
Right. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things when they're talking verbally, right? When they're just having this conversation, there's some red flags there.
I'm just thinking it's because they really want to give that person a chance. So they're just going to be blind to the flags,
right?
To some of the things they are saying,
right? Because
they're starting to feel that vibe, but not totally listen, just hearing what they want to hear. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the problem.
I think it's because, and I think, yes, I agree with you. Another part of it, I think people want it so bad. Because when you get to Love is Blind,
that's what I'm saying.
You're really ready to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
It has really just not gone well for you in regular life. And you ready to get down. You want to be married. You want to have some kids. Your clock is ticking. You like, hey, I want to do this.
But I was surprised because they had some guys on there that was young.
So young, right? Like 24.
Yeah. 25. I can see you in your 30s, mid-30s, late 30s. Right. And you like, shoot, I got to get this going because I'm not getting no younger.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that tripped me out with the old boy that was 24 and she was 34.
Oh, that's one of my favorite couples.
Yeah.
I really like them.
That was wild.
So here's my thing with them. You know how I said you can want something so bad.
Mm-hmm.
People want something so bad. And then we have this view of what it is we want and how we want it and what it's going to look like.
Mm-hmm.
And we can be chasing after something because this is what we see it to look like, that we miss out on the opportunity of what we actually could have and the beauty of what we could have because it's supposed to be packaged like this.
Well, I feel like he shouldn't have did it. I wouldn't, because she was wrong.
Yeah.
She was all the way wrong because, what season was that? Was it 1, I think?
Oh, okay. I'm talking about a different season.
No, I think she was wrong because she really wanted to be with the other guy. Mm-hmm. The other guy turned her down.
I don't remember.
And she went back to this guy.
Who is this?
I can't remember the name. That's the thing. Because I've been trying to binge watch it through the night.
Right. I can't think. You know who you talking about? No? Oh, man. You said it was an older person.
Yes. What was her name? Because it was the guy was like 24 and she was 34. They was 10 years apart.
I know who you're talking about.
And she brought that up. Mm-hmm. But the guy she really wanted to be with, it didn't work out. And then she go running back to this guy.
Right.
After she just turned him down.
Right.
So she goes back. And I would have been like, nah. Hell no. You can't. I'm not going to be an option in this pod. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna be an option.
You know what? I'm trying to remember who stayed together and who's still together. If they didn't stay together, I don't remember.
Oh. Well, like I said, I'm still trying to see the whole little show, all the episodes and stuff. So I was binge watching.
I think it's good. I think it's really, really good.
It's interesting. It's interesting. It's just interesting to see how people want love and marriage and build something with somebody so bad they would do anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what's interesting. And then you got some that just playing games. Period.
Right. Yeah, I get you. I don't know.
It was just too emotional for me. I think that's why I didn't want to watch it in the first place. It's like an emotional roller coaster. You got women crying and dudes crying. I mean, it's just like,
but aren't all relationships emotional? I think that every relationship is emotional.
over time. This is a short period.
But look at how much they're packing into a short.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
They're going to be everywhere, and then look at it like this: they're dating 15 people at the same time. They got all of these different personalities.
Yeah, I get it.
And people, and they're like, wait, if I make the wrong decision, was I supposed to say yes to this one? Was I supposed to say no?
That's what I'm saying.
I think it's too many choices.
But I feel like that's just what happened to what's his name? To Trevor. Remember it was Trevor, Chelsea, And
Oh,
Jimmy
you in season 6 now.
in season 6.
See how you jumped to season 1?
Well, I'm just saying that's what I've been watching lately because I've been trying to. Because that's supposed to have been the best, one of the best series.
Okay,
one
you
of
haven't
the best
finished
episodes.
6 yet, right?
No, I haven't finished
okay.
it.
Okay, so all y'all who've watched it, don't tell him the ending, but just keep watching.
I'm gonna keep watching it, but I'm just saying I think that was jacked up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because Jimmy was a emotional roller coaster. He didn't know who he wanted. He didn't know if he wanted Jessica or he wanted Chelsea. But I think when Jessica told him that she had a kid, that turned him off. And that's when he should have left her alone. But why you keep playing with her?
You know what really ticked me off about Jimmy? The moment that Jessica spoke up and said, look, you need to choose. It was like, oh, I don't like this. You know, you have an attitude. I don't like the way you're speaking to me. And that, you know, as a woman, it really irritates me when someone speaks up and it's like they're classified as having an attitude or being too rude.
No, I need you to be straightforward and stop playing.
She's being honest and she's telling you, or get off the pot.
Right.
I censored myself there.
Right.
But I'm like, no, that's manipulation. You want to go back and forth between both of these girls because you don't know what you want. And you want her to just sit there and wait until you decide what you want to do. And that's not...
Well, he tried to play her.
He did.
I mean, he literally told old girl he loved... After he dated Jessica first, and then he went and dated Chelsea and told her he loved her, and then dated Jessica the next day and tried to play and Jessica no, you ain't finna play with me.
I already know what you're First off, this is what killed me about these guys, right? You know women talk.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, they in the pod.
You got a pod full of women.
He said, if you think they're not in the pod talking, I love when they say, you're not going to tell nobody, right? If you think I'm not about to go in there and claim what's mine, you are out of your mind. I'm about to go in there and be like, yep. If you telling me not to tell anybody, that's a red flag.
Well, I know I'm jumping from season to season. Right? I mean, that's just like with old boy. I think it was the first season. Him, oh Lord, I can't remember their names. It was 5 days, and he asked her to marry. I was like, what the hell? The white guy.
Oh, you said him and Lauren.
Yes.
One of my favorite couples.
Yes, I was like, how in 5 days?
You know what? For me, that's the perfect example of I know what I want. And
he was straightforward though, because when he first heard her voice, he was like, "Wait a minute, I think this is it."
Yeah, but look, that's a couple that's still together to this day.
Well, that's good.
And
that's
I'm
good.
Those are I think to this day. I mean,
that's good. But I was laughing because they showed a preview when he met her father. He said, "You think you're gonna be able to handle?" You're gonna be able. Have you been around a lot of black folks?
Right. I was like, uh-oh. I did like him. And those were the ones, because at first I was kind of skeptical on it too. But then I was like, when you do know what you want and you're going after what you want, I like the fact that it was no, I can turn down the rest of these dates. I don't need to go.
Right. That's what I'm saying. People. But that's what I'm saying. If you know what you want, stop dating.
Right.
Just keep seeing that person. But all this playing these games, that's why I was telling Tamika, I was like, I couldn't do that show. You know what I'm saying? Because if I have to keep going back and trying to revisit somebody,
right.
I need to just go home. I need to just go home.
Because I think once you start making an emotional connection with somebody, here's the thing. You know how we walk around this earth and we say, there's only one person out there for me. The reality is that's not true.
No, it's not.
There's many people out there for us.
Yeah.
It's who you choose to be in a relationship with. We can't have connections with multiple people.
True.
And so being there with all these different people, you might have a connection with multiple people. It's when you decide I'm going to further this connection with this one person and everybody else got to go.
Right.
But when you can see somebody who's not ready to make that commitment and they want to continue to play the field and continue to say, well, let me see what this person is offering me versus what this person is offering to me. That's when I will make the decision. Go ahead and take her.
That's what I'm saying. And they talking in those pods, so they'll know who said what.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or who's liking who.
Right.
So I don't know. It's just an interesting show to me. Now that y'all got me hooked on it.
Get to the season of Bliss. I don't know. I forget what her
I'll figure
her
it out.
man is.
I'll watch it.
But get to that season, you're gonna like, what season is this? 5? Because I'm telling you, 5
He
is
over there
not-
like, oh no.
5 is not-
I was just watching
off the screen. I'm not talking to myself. I promise.
He over there like, I'm just watching it because you watching it.
Okay, season 5. Get to season 5.
Okay.
That one right there, drama. Get all the popcorn.
Okay.
All
So
the
that
popcorn.
was drama.
Mhm.
So 6 wasn't as drama filled as 5.
4. That was 4?
Okay.
4 was drama? Oh, okay. 4.
Okay.
Go 4. I don't know.
Because how many episodes is in 6? How many episodes in 6?
How many episodes?
Yeah. Because I think I'm on let me see what episode I'm on. Yeah, I'm on episode 5.
Okay. So look, you got to catch up. 13?
It's 13. God dang.
Look, fast forward when
Guess
they
I'll be
trying
watching
on,
this for the next 2 weeks.
when they trying on dresses, you can fast forward.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't know. Some things you miss some really good key parts, but because I was catching up, there are some parts that I had to fast forward through because I wanted to catch up and be in the loop.
Uh-huh.
Speaking of the loop, that's what it reminded me of. I'm this many years old, so when I was in high school,
Okay. How
we
many
had
how many is this?
this many years old.
See my hand?
When I was in high school, we had the chat line called the Loop,
Mm.
and that's where you would meet people.
Oh, y'all actually had a chat line in high school?
Yeah,
Called the Loop.
it was called the Loop.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And you would be on the phone. You
Is
don't
it with
know-
anybody?
I
Is
don't
this
know.
Loop just had anybody in it?
Sure.
So you just basically talking to anybody
Sure.
in the school?
No, it was.
Oh, just anywhere.
So it was like social media but on the phone before we had social
Oh, okay. Oh,
media.
wow.
People would call into this line.
Called the Loop.
Meet with other people.
So that was part of the dating like it is today.
You
Just
will have your own personal line where you receive messages and stuff. You can go to party groups. So
the
this is-
party. It was called a party line.
So-
That's what it was.
Wow.
Party line.
You know,
Look.
you have like chat groups. And
yeah.
Now, pretty much that, but just on the phone. And so people can call in and go to the group. First, check your message. Well, I mean, vicariously, right? So you would
I had to clear that up.
check your messages.
Oh, I definitely had a
And
look.
then you can go to like a group's a party line where multiple people are on there talking
Uh-huh.
and stuff, and then people could message you personally, and then you guys can go to a separate thing and have
Oh, okay.
personal conversation.
What do you mean? You mean leave a message?
Oh yeah, because you had your own voicemail.
Right. Okay.
Mine was-
He said message. I'm thinking
Look,
like,
it was like this. You would call. You would put in my number to my voicemail, and it'd be like, "Hi, you reached Amber. Leave me a message, and I'll get back to you." That wasn't even my name.
oh wow.
So I mean, you don't even know who you're talking to.
So this was catfishing.
You ain't before catfishing.
Y'all
Who used to
catfishing
Catfishing in the Loop.
I'm talking about. I couldn't wait to get home from school. I got to
Really?
check my voicemail and see who called me.
I had never heard of nothing like this. Is something new to me.
Yeah.
And
Then
I-
you would meet up with people like at the skating ring or wherever the teenagers hung out and be like, "Oh, okay, I go to this high school and I go to this high school."
Oh, okay.
Oh, I know.
So it's people
know
in the
so-and-so.
area,
Sure.
or was it all over? Oh, it could be the people in there, or it could be all over. Okay, I got you.
It sounds very unsafe to me.
It is.
now.
That's
As an
that
adult.
sounds worse than
Absolutely.
the computer right now, the internet. That's just like
I would absolutely.
you actually get to see a profile. You don't get to see nothing on this
I
person.
wish my kids would say they on a party line. I would disconnect their cell phone.
Blind.
Ooh-wee, boy, that's some serious catfishing though.
Oh, 100%. And then when you meet up with somebody at the skating ring, like, because all your friends, you going to the skating ring on Friday night.
Yeah.
You like so and so gonna be there. I talked to him on the loop.
But how did you know what they look like? Do they describe themselves?
Yeah. So then,
But they can lie.
exactly. So then you get to the skating ring, and they show up, and you tell them what you got on or whatever, and then of course you gotta wear something different because you don't know.
Right. You.
And then you have your friend say that you. So if he ugly, you can be like, I wasn't there.
And so now she's stuck because she lied and said she was you. That's wrong. That's
I never did. any
That's
of those
wrong.
things. That is so wrong.
That is all the way wrong.
I was never a part of this.
Yeah. But how you
My
know about
friends
it?
told me.
You had a lot of details for just for your friends telling you.
Mama, I
Woo.
didn't do any of that.
Mm,
My friends had told me about it.
she was in that loop
I lived vicariously through them.
through the loop.
Mhm. I was studying and getting my grades.
Yeah. Okay. That's funny.
But that's what Love is Blind reminded me of. It reminded me of the loop. It reminded me of party lines. It reminded me of social media,
Hmm.
MySpace. You know, you're
Yeah.
talking to these people through chat rooms. You don't really know who they are. You only can believe what they're telling you.
Right. Right.
And then once you meet up with them, not that I met up with people on MySpace, but once you met up with them, then you can actually really see if what they said matched up to who they are.
Right.
And then you go from there. But isn't that like anything that they do in life? Whether it's Match.com, Singles Meet, Christian Mingle.
You
mean,
know
all of
those?
that-
I don't know any of those.
I mean, I hear them.
You heard?
I'm not on them, but I hear them. I mean, they got jingles for everything. But isn't that similar to pretty much any type of...
It is, but it's like it's kind of cool the way it's set up though, because they're all there,
Right.
and it's like you get to go in different rooms, different
Mhm.
pods, and that wall is between y'all, but you can hear each other.
Right.
You just can't see each other.
Right.
I think that's cute. That's pretty cool
Less
though,
superficial.
huh?
It's slightly less superficial.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's kind of neat though. But I
And
was
we all get to
curious.
watch.
So when they proposed and
Mhm.
then they finally got to meet each other, I've been waiting for somebody
To be like,
when that door opened to be like, oh hell no.
just keep watching.
And be like, I'm out.
What season was this? Season 4. Just get season 4.
Woo, Lord.
What'd she say? She said, you look like a cartoon character.
But see, depending on
I
the
said that, that's
person
rude.
they are,
Right.
you know, for some people, they can't, like, even with the deep connection, once they see that person, they can't overlook it.
Right, right,
Get that, I don't care about the connection.
right. It's that just what you look like.
This is not what I want.
Right. Your voice, you sound good, but when you see their face, be like, wait a minute.
Right.
So you sound good. We got all these things in common.
Right.
We connect on a deep level, but you don't look like how I want you to look. So,
I think that they don't show us as much as that's happening behind the scenes, because I'm sure that happens more. You know what really gets me? We're in season 6, right?
Uh-huh.
And you see the age range goes from like 24 to 34, something like
The
that.
highest I seen on there was what, 37?
Okay.
I believe, from the episodes I watched.
Out of all 6 seasons, you mean to tell me only one person had a kid?
Nope. I don't think she was the only one on season 6, probably. But I think it was on another episode somebody had a kid.
Did they?
I think was it on 1 when I was watching it?
I was like, where did they find all these people with no baggage? Not that children are baggage. I mean, that's not what I meant. I didn't mean that.
Yeah, you did.
I meant like with no life prior.
Right.
Like, you know, like,
Because when
That's really-
when the one girl told the guy that she had been married before,
Mhm.
that turned him off.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And I was
think
like,
anything
wow.
turned him off. He was weird.
Yeah, he
Anything that didn't really, he's like, I don't know.
no, like I was telling you earlier, the Matthew dude was weird.
Mm-hmm.
He was,
Okay.
but see, he when you come from a small town of 600 people and you ain't around nobody else,
You just socially awkward?
He wasn't even talking to nobody in the pod.
He brought a piece of paper and said, pick a number. I have some questions.
He had 15
Like,
questions.
Be serious. You don't know how to have a conversation with somebody?
No, he wasn't answering no questions. That was weird.
I don't care if you in a neighborhood, a population of 600 people, then speak to 600 people.
But how did old girl start liking him? I couldn't understand that. Not one
that
bit.
either.
Not one bit.
I think that maybe it's because you go there and you really want something. Something that she continued to say was, I really want my like happy ending, or I really want this to happen for me.
Yeah.
I mean, for us watching, he was a weirdo.
Yeah.
Right? Is that a correct term? I mean, he was weird.
He was weird because he wasn't even friendly.
Right.
He didn't talk to nobody. He stayed to himself.
Social cues were like, what is happening?
Oh, yeah, exactly. And they was pointing it out. Like the other guys was like, he's weird.
Right.
I mean, he not
He
even
was like, him?
Yeah.
You talking to me and him?
But see, that's why I'm saying I think old boy was like
No.
Faberglass, because he was like, wait a minute.
I know you not.
You got me in competition with this dude? And he got mad.
Right.
You can tell he got mad.
I was like, red flag.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. I was like, yeah, she too desperate. That was too much for me.
Dang, not desperate.
Yeah, she was too.
I would say eager.
I'm gonna say desperate because that was no. He shouldn't even been an option.
I'm gonna say anxious.
All them other women seen it. When they talked to him, they were like, nope.
Right.
She was the only one. I like the way you like what?
I think it was probably part of that like fix it syndrome too. I called her the Olivia Pope.
You think she was gonna try to fix it?
That's why I called her the Olivia Pope,
Mm.
like the white hat, right? Like I like to help so much that
I don't think he could have been fixed. He need counseling.
I mean,
he needs therapy.
MrsGTalk.com.
Yeah, he needs therapy.
License.
He needed therapy.
Professional clinical counselor.
I don't even do they screen them before they go in there?
I hope so.
Because obviously they don't.
Well, again, season 4 was the season I said, what is happening here? Something is happening. Something is wrong. Season 4 had me really confused because it was just like really mean in the pods with the girls.
Oh.
It was really mean.
Well, I haven't got there, but the ones I seen the pods, they were cool. They were more woman-like, like real women, not bickering and all that. It is what it is. If you like the same dude, let's see who get it. It was competition.
Yeah.
It wasn't like meanness. I haven't seen that episode, so when I see it, we'll talk about it.
So now that you have gotten your fix of Love Is Blind, you're finally into this. You said that they seem a little desperate, some of them, that this whole experience is a little too much. When
it came on and they said it was an experiment, I understand that.
Okay.
I get it. I get it's an experiment. But I just felt like them people on there were desperate.
Okay.
To find love and happiness because they know they're not getting younger.
Okay.
So they would just, it's basically I felt like they would just accept anything. You know what I'm saying? I don't see how you can, date somebody, talk to somebody through a wall for 2 weeks and then marry somebody in 4 weeks. That was weird.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, what about the relationships that people meet, they meet naturally?
I can see 1 year.
Well, what about the ones who meet and they've been
some
for
people,
a month and they get married?
Some people that's what they want to do. And that's still weird to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like.
Okay, so here's the question. How long do you think, and again.
I'm saying 1 year.
Perspective or opinion.
1 year.
1 year. You think 1 year?
I think 1 year should be a good enough time to find out who that person is, get to know who they are and know their ways and all that in 1 year. If you spend a lot of time together.
I agree.
You see what I'm saying?
Now, you've been in a relationship, you've been married for a long time. What are some questions that you think, now that you have been in a marriage, that we typically don't ask in the beginning that are important to ask?
That are important for a man to ask a woman?
Anybody.
Anybody. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a good one. I ain't thought about that.
Okay.
I'm married. I've been married going on 15 years next month. So
Okay. So I say let's put a pin in that, and I think that's a great question. Like, what are some questions that when you are in a relationship after a long time, and some of us go through premarital counseling,
Yeah.
and you go through these things, and then you get into a relationship and you realize there were some things that we didn't really talk about before we got married.
Right.